In this video, we're going to review the relative comparative charts on the site. We're going to take a look at how they're built, how we use them, and also how they change slightly as we move through the levels of the power universe. While these charts have one of the simplest calculations on the entire site, they provide one of the most powerful visuals when we're looking and comparing two different securities, a security to an index, really anything. Because all it is one security divided by another. It's that simple. But the visualization gives you the most pure, which one is stronger and which one is weaker view. If the line's going up, then your main security that you're looking at or you're trying to compare is outperforming. If the line's going down, it's underperforming. It's really that simple. As we start here on the universe page, we'll go ahead and expand it and take a look that the three main things we compare on every chart is the SPY, the QQQ, and the IWM, the same three indexes we started with on the macro page. This gives us a great view or vision if the broad markets are outperforming or underperforming these particular indexes. As you can see right now, the broad markets are underperforming SPY and underperforming QQQ, while they're basically about the same as the IWM. This tells us very quickly that the SPY and QQQ are outperforming. Large caps or larger securities are outperforming, while the small caps are not showing any advantages right now. So from here, we can go ahead and ESD back out of this, and now we can move over to the sector level and see how the chart changes. Now for the sector level chart, we've chosen information technology relative comparative, the chart here on the left. And we'll go ahead and expand this and take a look at what our panels look like. The first thing you'll probably notice is that we've added a panel right below price, which is versus the universe. So this is versus our proprietary equal weight universe. We still have the SPY, the QQQ, and the IWM, but we add this comparison in here to see how every sector is doing versus the universe as a whole. As you can see here, technology off these lows back in early May has outperformed pretty well. However, in the last week or so, it's taken a little bit of a break. Is it rolling over? Well, versus the QQQ maybe a little bit, which is another technology-based index, but not as much so versus the broader measures of the IWM or the SPY. Just in this last week, so we'll have to see how this progresses or if we see another reversion back higher. So from the sector level, you can see we add one more window. Now let's move over to the subsector level and let's take a look at oil and gas exploration. I mean, this is a good example of a chart that has seen some relative strength for quite a while. And if we go back and take a look, you can see right here that the relative strength came off these lows back in November 5th of 2020 is when it kind of started and took off, and it grew a good bit through most of this across all the different comparisons. Now again, we have versus the universe, but also when we go down to the sector level, we add another window, which puts this versus the equal weight sector index that it's involved with. So oil and gas exploration being an energy, we'll have an energy comparison here as well. So when you see a relative chart like this outperforming across all five of the comparisons, then this is certainly an area that's showing market strength no matter how you look at it. And that's really all we're looking for from here. We have the other three pillars to get us a good idea of where we want to focus and kind of where we're going. And then we come to this one to get a good confirmation of, okay, now that we think this is an area of opportunity, is it really showing any strength versus the rest of the markets? This simple but powerful calculation gives us kind of a final touch on our analysis to see whether it's an area we want to avoid, we want to look at harder for more opportunities, or dig deeper to see if we can find some real gems getting ready to move hard. As you can see, the relative comparative charts are a very simple yet powerful way to view relative strength in the markets and give us a very clear and concise view of whether what we're looking at is outperforming or underperforming at any given time. Now, these can be used based on the line going up or line going down, as I mentioned before, but they can also be used with the tools on the left, the drawing tools, to look for breakouts, breakdowns, and trend line breakouts.